For the past day and a half, the entire internet has been celebrating the passing of Ian Watkins, age 48, who had just passed away yesterday, October 11th, because he was serving a 35-year prison sentence, which is very, very lenient. When you hear what this guy has done, the fact that he was only serving 35 years is mind-blowing. Now, what had happened was, during this 35-year sentence yesterday, two men aged 25 and 43 walked up on him, gave him some pokes, left him right there to be discovered, no longer alive. And this ain't the first time he was attacked in prison. This happened 2 years prior. Okay, last time he was lucky. This time he was not so lucky. So because of yesterday, everybody has been celebrating. This is Reddit, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, everywhere, every forum site, every website, you name it, people are celebrating, pulling out, party cones, cake, streamers, noisemakers. Everybody's elated because of what had just transpired. And let me tell you what, this guy is one of the most despicable, disgusting, horrible human beings to ever walk the face of this planet. And I can't even tell you everything that he has done. I mean, it's just so bad. Now, there are court documents out there. If you want to know the full extent of what he has done, there are court documents out there. But I know that a majority of my viewers do not want to hear the full-on details, so I'm going to spare your ears. I'm going to spare your ears for this video. And again, I don't usually talk about topics like this at all. But this one is a major one. And on top of that, a lot of people have been hitting me up about it. Like, hey, did you hear about it? Did you hear about it? Did you hear about it? And I'm going to be honest, I have not heard about Ian Watkins up till a couple of months ago because a couple of friends, which I'll be going into that. But essentially, Ian Watkins, front man for a band known as Lost Prophets. And he had a reign of terror that had stretched for many, many years. Thought to go as far back as like 2008 and some reports even prior. So essentially what had happened was, while he would be touring, he would have his own private dressing room, according to his band members, in which he had an addiction to substances, right? Booger sugar, right? And he would give this stuff to underage people. He would. Which, it's not good for anybody of any age. But that is the least of what he was doing. And he would put his hands on these individuals as well. And he would record this stuff. He would take pictures of this stuff that he was doing. And the age range goes as high as about 15 to 16 and goes about as low as to 11 months old. God fucking. Now, the thing is, according to some of these court documents, he was reported by up to 6 people. And one of these people was his ex, who was with a phone and a computer going to the cops saying like, yo, here are messages, here is proof of him, admitting it and bragging about it. And he stated it and he was like, bam, like, you know what I'm saying? Here, go and get him. And they were like, yeah, pshaw. They'd multiple times and just wrote her off. Just wrote this woman off over these years. And the only reason he was busted was because they caught wind of him smuggling stuff from LA. And when they were catching that he was smuggling, substances from LA, they then raided his house. They took his stuff and took his electronics. And that's when they found graphic photos and videos and messages of him admitting and, him recording and making his own type of illegal content. And it's just the worst shit. And he called himself 13 offenses. Some of the offenses are him, making the own content and of him, putting his hands on these, people. And on top of that, the reason why I'm struggling so hard to talk about this is not only because the magnitude of what he has done, but there was a specific thing that he has done. And I'm not going to hold you. The second I pressed record and the second I found out about this specific incident that he has done, I think that it's just so bad. And I'm going to try to keep it as, there's no other way to put it. I'm going to be honest here. A mother forked over her own 11-month-old boy in a hotel in which this was, according to the court documents, recorded. And I'm just going to leave it like that. Okay. Just gonna leave it like that. He attempted to do things. And this guy is a fucking animal to the furthest extent. And now you're kind of understanding why I'm stating that the fact that he got 35 years is... I don't get it. I just don't get it. And now, she wasn't the only mother to do this. Apparently, there was another one. And these two mothers, one got 14 years and the other one got 17 years in prison, which, again, I'm not understanding the leniency. Okay? And isn't this weird, right? That what the mothers did was, like, one offense. I guess, like, lending this over. And that caught 14 to 17 years. But this guy's sitting there with, like a fucking... just an entire Mount Everest of just fucking hell, and he only gets double the years. It makes no... It's just not... How about life in prison for fucking all of them? Or how about we do it the American style and give them capital punishment? Okay? That's the shit that really boggles my mind. Because in America, because I know a lot of my audience is not from the United States. Got people from the UK and Australia. In America, depending on the state that you're in, certain offenses can lead to certain things. Say like in California, you'll get life in prison, but if you go to, I'm pretty sure Texas has it, you'll get capital punishment, which means you're obviously going to get lethal injection. You're going to get put down, depending on what you've done and the magnitude of your offenses. And the fact that he is, recorded himself doing this shit, he is admitted to it in text, been bragging about it, and at a point, apparently this was out there where he said over it was like over a phone call, a text, where he said in response to his offenses, mega lols, MEGA space LOLZ, mega lols, in response to his offenses, which he pleaded guilty for. God, this is fucking bad. Now, he did this for many years, from like 2008 all the way to like 2012, where he was finally apprehended. You want to hear the kicker? You want to hear the real, like, the fucked up part? Remember his ex-girlfriend I was talking about before, Joanne? Essentially, when she was going to the police, trying to show them all the evidence, they try to hit her with some charges. Yeah! They try to smack her in the mouth with some charges. Now, of course... Thank God the courts had common fucking sense and they let her go. But they try to smack her with charges. When she was trying to be like, yo, here's everything. You need to look through all of this. This guy needs to go to prison forever. Oh my God. I mean, what a mess of a situation. Not only is this like hell on earth, that's one thing. But just the absolute, carelessness is just, it's astronomical. You don't hear about stuff fumbled this hard, fumbled this long, and they're just like, how many victims were just like counted up because of the lack of action, the inaction of the police departments. Just how many more victims were piled up because of it. And it's just horrifying. Horrifying shit, man. And I never knew about this. I'm going to be honest. I never knew about this until a couple of months ago. Because essentially me and my boys, what we like to do, we like to sit down and listen to, rock albums, metal albums. And we like to rate them together and be like, yo, I give that album like an 8.2. I give that album like a 9.2. Or, these songs are good. These songs are bad. And we all take turns doing that. Putting up what we would say is our album that we should all listen to. And during one of these discussions, we were talking about like the worst people we've ever heard about in rock and metal. Now, evil people in rock and metal, that's nothing new. This bad is like, holy shit. And I never heard about him until one of my friends brought him up, started telling me all the horrifying stuff that he's done. And I was just in disbelief. I was like, there's no way. You know what I'm saying? Then my other friend was like, yeah, totally, it's actually happened. And then, that's why I started looking into the case, and I'm like, wow. Like, this is just like... It's so bad. It just doesn't sound real. It just doesn't. It's just so bad. Because it's like, again, like there's gonna be evil people out there. But holy shit. I mean, just like, it's like the horror movies where like Michael Myers is chasing somebody down, and you have that one chick at the police station. She's like, "You guys gotta help! You gotta go out there. There's a monster out there." They go out there with a flashlight, and there's nobody here. It's like, you fucking got. I don't know. I don't know, man. I just genuinely don't know, but that's what that is. So just like the rest of the internet, rest in piss. Holy shit. That's the end of the video. Like, favorite, share, most of the comments, subscribe. I'm your boy, Cold Raven. Y'all have a good one. Peace.